Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel for another unboxing video. Today we are unboxing Primitive Skate Deck Demon Slayer Nezuko. I'm a collector of many hobbies. Aside from collecting sports cards, fabrics, calls, Nendroids, and Legos, I also collect skate decks. I started collecting skate decks about 4 years ago. So far I focus mainly on Supreme skate decks. This will be my first non-Supreme skate deck in my collection. So a couple weeks ago, I was shopping in a mall, came across the skate shop Zumiez, and I saw a Nezuko skate deck on display. It looked pretty nice, so I decided to get it. But the store only had one in store, and also the one on display had scratches on it, so they helped me order one online, and now it's finally home. So yeah, I'm very excited to unbox this and put it on my display. This is my first Demon Slayer collectible that I have. So I'm also a big anime fan. I'm really into One Piece, Demon Slayers, and Attack on Titan. Last time I went to Japan in late 2019, Demon Slayer was very popular, but I didn't start watching Demon Slayer yet, so I didn't get any figures or any collectibles from Demon Slayer. So this will be my first Demon Slayer collectible. Very excited to open it. So let's take it out of the box and see how it looks. Here we have Nezuko out of the box. So this set of primitive Demon Slayer crossover skate decks came out around August 2022. In total there are 5 different designs. Obviously there are the 4 main characters, Tanjiro, Nezuko, Inosuke, and Zenitsu. The 4 of them have vertical designs, and there is one last one that's horizontal design with Yu and Tanjiro with the snow background. For now, I decided to only get Nezuko. She's one of my favorite characters from the show. I'm also a big fan of Tanjiro, but his design is slightly too sparkly for my taste. So for now, I think I'll just stick with Nezuko from this set. In terms of this deck, as I mentioned, I got it from Zumiez for 99 Canadian dollars. This deck is 8.125 inches wide and 31.75 inches long. For this model, it's a Robert Neal model. I'm not super familiar with him, but on the top of the deck you can see his name on top. Below the kanji characters of Nezuko's name, and you can see Demon Slayer Primitive. And here we have the very classic Nezuko graphic, and then at the bottom we have the Primitive logo above the Demon Slayer logo. On the back is very clean wood design, the Primitive logo and Demon Slayer. So yeah, I started looking into different skate decks at Zumiez and Primitive. So it looks like Primitive has license to do quite a few anime skate decks. I've seen Naruto and Dragon Balls. So yeah, I'm a huge One Piece fan, so if they ever come up with One Piece skate decks, for sure I'll check them out and see if I may start One Piece skate deck collection aside from my figure collection as well. So yeah, this is my 7th skate deck in my collection. So I'm gonna do a quick overview of my other skate decks right after this. Here is the first skate deck that I ever bought and the reason why I started collecting skate decks. So this is a Supreme skate deck that came out during week 1 of their fall-winter 2019 season. A lot of times Supreme designs are very loud and flamboyant, and I never got into those designs, but when I saw this one I was really in love with how it looks, with with smoke spelling out Supreme in a very subtle way, and I just really like the design of it. And along with this, I also got a t-shirt with the same design but in navy color. So yeah, this was the deck that got me started into collecting, and this being my first skate deck, I made a rookie mistake of taking off the plastic wrap from the skate deck. Afterwards, I saw people's collections on YouTube, they always keep the wrap on, so after this deck, I've always keep the wrap on now. So yeah, this is the beginning of my skate deck collection. We'll see how far my collection will go in the future. Up next, we have the Supreme Camo Logo deck. This came out during week 1 of Fall/Winter 2020 season. For this design, there were 4 different colors. I initially picked a different color, but that got sold out during my payment process, so I immediately changed to this pink version, and I was able to check out before the sold out, so I was pretty happy about that. And after the mistake I made with the first deck, I made sure not to remove the plastic wrap for this deck as I put it on display. Yeah, so pink, I don't really have a lot of pink in my collection other than the BFF Calls figure, and also from One Piece, all the chopper stuff are relatively pink, but otherwise this is one of the few pink items in my collection, so yeah, this really pops when I put it on display. Up next, we have the Balloon Supreme Skate Deck. This was released during week 1 of the Fall/Winter 2020 season. During the same week, I also got the pink camel deck as well as a balloons tee. That week was relatively successful in beating the bots. I was able to get the items before they sold out, so I was pretty happy about that. As for the deck itself, it has a silver reflective background with very colorful balloons up front. The balloons have letters and numbers that spell out Supreme established 1994 in the middle. For sure, this is probably the most colorful skate deck in my collection. I know Supreme has a lot of flamboyant, colorful designs, but this one is the one that I have in my collection that's most lively and colorful, so yeah, pretty happy with how the deck looks. Up next, we have a Supreme Cause Chalk Logo skate deck. This was released during week 1 of the Spring/Summer 2021 season. I'm also a Cause collector, and in the future I plan to do a video on my Cause collection, so stay tuned for that. Behind the Supreme Cause skate deck, I have 4 figures that I bought in the most recent 2-3 years, but I haven't had a chance to unbox them yet. Back in 2020, I got the Open Edition What Party in black and white, and then in 2022, I got the Open Edition Chums also in black and white. So up in my family room, I have a Calls display area, and then my baby came along and decided to take that space for his play area, so for now I can't really unbox these until he lets me have my space back, so these will likely stay in boxes for maybe another year or 2, but stay tuned for those unboxing videos once I am able to get my space back. So in the front is the Cause Chalk Logo Supreme Skate Deck. To be honest, somewhat disappointed with the design. It doesn't say anything that's designed by Cause. It's using chalk to write the word Supreme, and then on the outside there's a rectangular box. This could have been designed by anyone, didn't really have to be a Cause design, so it's a little bit disappointed overall, but still it's a nice addition to my Cause collection. So hopefully next time Cause collaborates with Supreme, he can come up with something a little bit more creative than this. Next, we have Supreme 190 Bowery Skate Deck. This deck came out during week 1 of the Spring/Summer 2021 season, so it's the same release week as the Call Supreme Skate Deck. On the front of the deck, it has the front view of the 190 Bowery building. This building has a lot of history behind it. This building was constructed back in 1898 in a Renaissance revival style, and it used to house the Germania Bank. And then in the 1960s, famous photographer Jay Maso bought the building for $102,000, and then he sold the building in 2014 for $55 million. And the transaction is one of the greatest return on investments in New York history. And then in 2019, Supreme moved their flagship store in New York to this building and has been their flagship store ever since. I haven't had a chance to visit this location yet, but I'm hoping next time I go to New York, I'll pay them a visit and go check them out. Next is my most recent Supreme skate deck. This is the Celtic Knot deck that came out during week 1 of the fall-winter 2021 season. This deck came in 3 different colors. There's black, light blue, and red. I usually go for the red for my skate deck collection, but the rest sold out during my checkout process, so for this one I went with the black one. As for the art itself, Celtic Knot is an art form that dated back to the 8th century. It was commonly used in different Christian manuscripts and monuments, such as the Book of Kells. For the Celtic Knot symbols themselves, they usually have very positive meanings, such as love, friendship, loyalty, faith. And that is the last of my skate deck collection. Let's give an overview of my collection so far. Here is my entire skate deck collection. As you can see, most of my collection so far is from Supreme. It's not always easy to get the Supreme decks. They have drops every Thursday at 11 a.m. during the season, and during the weeks with a lot of hype drops, sometimes the bots can buy up all the stocks within the first minute, and for myself, I don't have bots. I always have to purchase manually, and there were times that I was checking out and then the items were sold out before I could process the payments. So yeah, sometimes Supreme experience can be kind of stressful, and after taking a lot of L's, it can be discouraging to keep trying. So compared to getting the primitive Demon Slayer deck from Zumiez, it's a much more pleasant experience. I can just walk into the store to get it pretty much anytime I want. I collect the decks more so for the artwork than the hype or the limited edition, so I'm perfectly happy collecting the primitive anime decks. So after Demon Slayer, I look forward to see what collabs that primitive will do in the future. I'm hoping they'll do something with One Piece or Attack on Titan. So yeah, I look forward to their future releases. see how the deck looks in my display room. First, here's the pink Camel Supreme deck behind my One Piece figures. And then the red Smoke Supreme deck behind my Barcelona collection. On the side, we have the 190 Bowery Street deck next to the Supreme Balloons deck. Behind my Star Wars figures, we have the Black Celtic Knot Supreme deck. And then here we have the Red Cause Chalk deck. And finally, here's our new Primitive Demon Slayer Nezuko deck. I will be leaving her at this spot for now. If I do end up getting more primitive decks in the future, then I'll figure out how to rearrange the display better. But for now, she'll be here by herself, next to the wall. As you can see, I have way too many hobbies and interests and collection. I will try to be more selective when it comes to skate decks. And we'll see if I get any more decks for the rest of the year. So thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoy the video. If you like the content, subscribe and hit the like button. Stay tuned for more unboxing videos. See you at the next one. Bye.